So Jesus's meditation morning by morning with the Father did not just show in situations where he was encouraging the weary with a word, but also in conflict situations where hard questions were asked of him. One of these was in Matthew 11 when John the Baptist had started doubting whether Jesus was in fact the Messiah whom he was the forerunner for. So basically John started doubting his own calling and whether he was walking in it correctly. And so he sends his disciples, they ask the questions, Jesus answers them somehow. And then in Matthew 11:7 he says, "And as they were departing, Jesus began to say to the multitudes concerning John, 'What went you out into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken in the wind?'" And then basically he elevates John the Baptist and speaks about him in very, very high terms. And as Jesus does this, he is doing something very important. There is a question on this level, but then Jesus raises it to another level, and he speaks about it much deeper, and he shows a wider reality and the calling of God and the beauty of the calling of God in the life of John the Baptist, and of course it has great teaching for everyone there. And sometimes I think it is the right course of action maybe to, when they ask you, when they challenge you somehow, let's say the world challenges your faith, or there are some questions that are sort of an attack against your walk with God, like do you think that God will really provide whatever, and people will ask you sometimes in manipulative ways about the Lord and about your walk of faith. And instead of answering the same way as it would have been expected, or even maybe answering as they would have expected, but then taking it to give a broader picture, using that chance to express a depth that just that is just more than what they expected, like showing a glory that they could not have, that they were not, like they hoped that their question would deserve such and such an answer, and when they ask their question and it evokes that answer, then they are like, oh yeah, okay, so I have manipulated the situation successfully and I got the answer I wanted. But then you add something to it, something broader, something deeper, something more spiritual. I remember that example Pastor Shatter gave us, who was my pastor at that time, and he met this guy who was Seventh-day Adventist on the streets here in Budapest, and the guy asked him, so what day do you worship God? And he knew that, of course, the guy was expecting Saturday, and so he answered, on Saturday, of course, I worship God on Saturday. And then the guy was very happy, and then Pastor Shadow continued by saying, and on Sunday, and then the guy was like confused, and then he added, and on Monday, and on Tuesday, and he went through the days of the week, and basically he didn't just answer the way the guy would have expected, but he added, like he gave a deeper answer and showed a more serious meaning to the whole thing in response to his question, something a lot more weighty than what he had hoped for. And this, how does this happen in our lives? And the answer is that daily meditation is amazing, has amazing effects. And this will not, like, when I come to God's word in the morning and I open it, I need to have this heart. And when I'm coming to God to hear from him, that he would teach me as he would teach a disciple, I need to have this heart that I want to obey what I will hear. And that's such a key point in all of this. How else could I get his heart? So I just want to leave you with that thought. God bless your day.